Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video and to another new year. How exciting, right? We all made it to 2024, still rocking and rolling. So if you're here with me, thanks for being here. Real quick, before we get started on this recap video, if you are not yet subscribed, just hit that subscription button. You'll be glad you did. We're doing some giveaways coming up, and we got some awesome projects in store for 2024. So with that said, let's get into this 2023 recap video and what we did to Lilith here. I'll have some before and after videos and pictures so you can see the transformation firsthand of what this bike looked like in June of 2023 when I first picked it up. Let's get started. All right, so I guess we can get started with kind of the not so awesome parts of the bike. And that is just the cosmetic things for me. Now they are awesome, don't get me wrong, but they're not as badass as horsepower and motor upgrades, right? So the first thing I wanted to do with the color scheme on the bike, we have the Hard Candy Customs Hot Rod Red with the gold flake paint. So naturally, I could have went with red or gold accents, and I decided we were gonna do gold accents. So as you can see, we went with the Death Metal Racing Bear Trap floorboards. We did a nice CNC billet aluminum transmission cover in the anodized gold. We went with Flow Motorsports brake pedal. This kind of fits in with the gold, but this is more performance, obviously. We got our Olean suspension air cans there, which is really what started the whole gold decision making, was to match those cans. So and then from there is we did the nice CNC anodized gold derby cover. And then Thrashin's toe peg shifter there. Now, coming up in just a couple weeks, hopefully they get these sent out to me soon, we're gonna be swapping our levers out with the Oberon gold levers with the red switch on top. From Custom Dynamics, we did our lowers, so you can see there. Added some nice lighting there. Shout out to Custom Dynamics. You guys rock, thank you so much. And then we got our windshield trim lighting up at the top. We added Custom Dynamics slim bag lighting, and then we added a strobe module to tie it all together. Get that nice strobing effect, which really catches people's attention, making us a little bit safer out on those crazy roads. We did the tri-bar lighting down there at the bottom as well. And last but definitely not least, this was probably one of the first things I did, is got rid of the stock seat, and I hit up the homie Elias with Bad Boys Custom Seats to have this awesome Freedom Performance Series seat with the red stitching to tie it all in. One of the best seats you'll ever buy, guys. That thing is so comfortable. I've put thousands of miles on that seat and never once had saddle fatigue. Love it. Cannot give them enough recognition and props for the work that they do. Another cosmetic / performance deal we did is we swapped out that god-awful radio and put in the Soundstream Reserve. I didn't need all the one that's up from that with all the bells and whistles with the gauges and everything. Didn't really need it, so was able to pick up the Soundstream Reserve from Note Cycles. Shout out to Note Cycles for getting that out to us. We added the chin spoiler from Advin Black. So when I first bought this bike from the previous owner, it was pretty stock and basic. I mean, they did the Harley Davidson big bore kit, which came with the Screaming Eagle 498 high lift cam, and then they upgraded it from the 107 to the 114 jugs. And then they were running some pretty crappy little CFR slip-on pipes. Nothing too crazy. That's it. That was all that was done to the bike when I first picked it up. I decided the first things we needed was something that was going to give us better performance on the exhaust side of things. So I removed the stock head pipe with the catalytic converter and all that other crap that's on there for EPA compliance. And we put on the Fuel Moto Jackpot head pipe. And it's got a massive collection chamber right here, which helps quite a bit with performance. Don't ask me all the science behind it because I couldn't tell you. I just know that this big collector here, where it joins, plays a big part in the performance aspect of how this pipe runs. So then we added Fuel Moto's Jackpot exhaust system mufflers. And these things are beasts. They sound great and they perform really well. Just all around a great setup. I mean, their head pipe is amazing. And then with those, the RTX mufflers, it works really well as a cohesive unit. So then I decided, you know what? I'm not liking this high horsepower, high lifted cam. Let's get that piece of crap Screaming Eagle system out of there. And I decided to do the Woods Performance 22XE high torque cam. And then while we were in here, it still had the original oil pump and cam plate from the factory. It was the first generation oil pump with the M8, so naturally that thing had to get out. I mean, that thing was just a massive issue with oil sumping. So while we were in the cam chest, we tore all that out and we put all new S&S performance oil pump and cam plate in there with our Woods Performance 22XE cam. And then we did S&S lifters. So the next thing we did, put on our Horsepower Inc., our HPI 58 millimeter throttle body and manifold, which is amazing on its own. So with that, we threw on the R&S Big Sucker Clear Method breather. I don't know, I just like the aesthetics of it. I like the clear window naturally, as you can see from all our other clear windows. So the next thing we did after changing out the that cam is we put in the Trask Performance transmission cover, which helps with venting that excessive crank pressure that happens in the oiling system, that buildup of pressure. I haven't had any issues with excessive blow-by or sumping through our breather bolts or through the throttle body since putting that on. So then, after we did all that, I noticed that with that higher torque, I started having some clutch issues. So we put on the SDR Max from AIM to help kind of strengthen up that clutch. Well, it definitely strengthened it up so much to the point where we needed to put on to help with the buildup of pressure in that clutch. So we put in the Recluse slave cylinder, which has worked out amazingly well. Like amazingly well. I would say at least 50% of the pull off that clutch was alleviated just by adding that slave cylinder from Recluse. For performance, best thing I honestly probably did on this bike was adding the Öhlins suspension in the front, their Nix cartridge kit in the front with new springs, and then the Öhlins system on the back. And it's a night and day difference, you guys. I highly recommend upgrading your suspension. So I get a lot of people asking this question in the videos, and that is, what bars are you running? What bars are those? One of the first things, the very first things I did to this bike, it was around the same time that we did the Öhlins suspension on the front and the rear, is I did the KST Customs Spearhead 16-inch handlebars. Shout out to KST Customs. These bars are amazing, guys. Like, the install is super simple compared to doing internal wiring on other handlebars that I've done. This was a breeze compared to other enclosed systems. The way they have this set up in the three-piece setup with KST, it's a no-brainer. If you're gonna go with ape hangers and you want internally wired system, KST is the way to go, because they have this three-piece system where you just have your cross member at the bottom, and then both of the bars slide in on their own. They come shipped loose. Like, you have your right, your left, and then your center bar, and they're all just loose. And you just run your wiring through there, and you set it up on your clamp and kind of adjust it how you want it. Yep, that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button if you found value in this video. Pretty much everything that we've done to this bike, there's a video for, minus the Öhlins suspension on the front. That was kind of a big pain in the ass. And then all of my, so I actually recorded the Öhlins installation on the front forks and on the rear, but on the camera that I was using at the time, the memory card got corrupted when I tried to upload the video files, and I lost everything. So that kind of sucks. There's no videos for that, unfortunately, but there's plenty of videos here on YouTube if you're looking to do your own installation on the front forks that can show you how to do it. So, all right, guys, well, welcome to the new year. I appreciate you for being here. Much love from Utah. I hope you guys have an amazing 2024 season, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.